Good morning. I am very delighted to have my good friend and founder of School for Mothers and a big career in leadership consultancy, Danusia Malina-Derben. Welcome.
Morning, Misa. It's lovely to be here with you. Really lovely.
I'm so excited you're coming to Festival of Doers in Zurich. Obviously, we've had you in London, and Danusia's talk was one of the most impactful. So absolutely moved the audience. So it's a real pleasure to have you on the Festival of Doers stage again.
Thank you. No pressure then.
Exactly. But let's start first. Can you share with the viewers a little bit about your career and what you do now?
Yeah, of course. So as you said, I'm a leadership consultant, and I've had a long career in being a C-suite and board consultant, and basically C-suite being chief execs, COOs, anybody with a C in front of their name. And strategic leadership is my bag. Before that, I was a senior academic, so building leadership models. And I still have that consultancy. That's my profession. And also something that happened in the last few years is that I realized that I have a personal mission too, not just a professional mission. My professional mission, I guess, is humanizing senior corporate territory. And that's been very successful and continues to do so. But my personal mission led me to set up School for Mothers. I did have an iteration a year ago that was like a beta test of it, and that went really quite well, but it just realized that it needed to morph into a school, which was both terrifying and also thoroughly exciting. So, and that's where I am, that's what I do, and that's launching. School for Mothers is launching this month. So it's not like you can go out and see, this massive platform. It's not. It's very new, but we have very big plans for it. You know me, Misa.
I know.
Yeah.
It's going to be absolutely awesome. And maybe you can share a little bit about your CV as a mother as well.
Oh, my CV as a mother. Oh my goodness. Okay. let's cut this short, because I could make this long. I have 10 children. I've had 11. So Madeline was stillborn, and I like to count her in my family because she is a very treasured, transformational part of my journey as a mother. Many things changed when I birthed her. But my living children, I have 10, and I had triplets 5 years ago. And that was something of an extraordinary shock and the making of me as a mother. So yeah, I have lots of children, six sons. I have to work that out. Have I got 6 sons? Yes, I have 6 sons and 4 daughters. So,
yeah, count them every day.
Yeah, no, we really do that thing in a car where you say the names and they have to say, yes, I'm here. 6 live at home. So
that's quite extraordinary. But yes, definitely you have the credibility to start School for Mothers. So
yeah, thank you.
I'd like to hear how your definition of success has evolved.
Evolved. In my earlier career, I definitely would be very thrusting, driven, type A, like on a trajectory, unstoppable. It's happening, and success for me was positional status, not material. I would say it's never been really material, but in terms of my own titles, I guess. I was employed. I was in an academic institution or several, and so rising a ladder was very important to me, and I did that, and I did that very well and fast. Because if you get really ruthlessly focused, not ruthless in the sense of nasty, but ruthlessly focused on what you want, then you can achieve that. Now, very different. I I would say that my definition of my success will be, and is, a life well lived with enormous impact. And that enormous, by the way, because I'm, as you'll have gathered, I think, having many, many children and an international career, means that I'm obviously a little bit extreme. Enormous to me is, one person at a time. Doesn't have to be world changing. It doesn't have to be. I have big visions of that, but that's not really my definition. I'm talking in a cab in London on the way to a CEO, and we have a conversation, and somebody says, "Wow, I never thought of it like that." That's success. That's great.
Yeah, it totally resonates with me. So the same thing with Driven Woman. It's every time when somebody moves forward and steps outside of their comfort zone, that's success to me. Yeah. So it's not just, launching these big things, but it's the actual shift, one person at the time. So
yeah, it can be micro, which is one of the reasons I really adore Driven Woman, because you're not an organization who demands or expects these huge leaps that can be too terrifying to any human being. It's too much. So yeah.
Would you share with us a little bit about the transition? Because I think there's a lot of women who are right now struggling with, they've had that fantastic career, but they just started to look for something more, that personal mission that you talked about. And it is not easy. I know it from my own experience. So it is a struggle when you start doing that shift. So it would be lovely to hear a little bit about your story, transforming into the personal mission.
I would say my struggle was a battle. It was a battle, an internal battle to not lose myself into, I'm going to rephrase this. My internal battle from transitioning into including my personal mission was because so much of my identity was landed and anchored in my professional career. My impact in in the leadership kind of zone in the city, whether it's Wall Street, whether it's London, or elsewhere, I'd hard won that space. I'd really, as a woman and as a mother, actually, I don't see too many women like myself, and I'm very ordinary. That I'm very, very down to earth. So I think I had this made up story that if I dare to do my personal mission, which happens to be about modernizing motherhood, that I would somehow get swallowed up in this devalued space, actually, about mothers. And so I battled it like hell. I resisted, I screamed, I didn't listen to my intuition, I refused. I was like, no, I'll go and do a few keynotes about motherhood and a little bit about having it all, but don't you label me that, with that one. And so for me, I was like this petulant child saying, no, not that, anything. And so that's why my first iteration of this, what it has become, School for Mothers, was called Unstoppable Mothers. It's like unstoppable. And actually, I had to surrender to the fact that, no, for God's sake, give it up, Danusia. Just get over yourself. It is what I'm here to do. As much as the professional piece is very important. When the chips are down, I doubt my gravestone will have, she advised a few chief execs. I really don't think that's it.
And because I know we see this all the time at Driven groups and online in our Facebook groups, that women really struggle with this transition, whether it is from actually being a mother and have left your career behind, you stayed at home, but then you're really longing to do something on your personal mission, or transitioning from a corporate. There's this huge shift happening, and it's difficult to see what the end, like you couldn't, you were sort of fighting it. So would you have a practical tip for these women, how you can actually start the journey without thinking, oh, I have to give up everything, leap, you know, it's not a leap, it's not a jump, it's a transition, and you can trial things out. How would you go about making a start?
Well, for a start, I think in the cacophony of daily life, we don't stop to, or certainly I wasn't stopping, and I see this in a lot of women, a lot of very talented women who we don't stop, we're not still with ourselves. We refuse to do that. We keep busy, relentlessly busy every single day. It's very, very difficult to hear the call of your soul, which is effectively what this is, from a place of busyness. And so first tip is, you have to be still. I have no judgment about where that is, or even an opinion or suggestion. It can be anywhere that you become still, that means something to you. And then you can begin to listen to the voice of your soul. You can listen to the little messages that your soul will be already telling you. So that's one. And then, by the way, our nervous system, our consciousness already is sending messages. It's just whether we'll listen. So for instance, in my case, it was sending them for years. People would walk up to me, and whenever they met me, they'd say, oh, that's a great professional career you have. How wonderful. Are you writing a book about motherhood? I was like, no, I'm not. So the world will tell you where you're supposed to be if you listen. And I was obstinate, because for years that was happening to me and I refused to do it. But that was just about time. The other thing I would say, 2 questions that I ask is, what I already know is this. What I already know. And the other thing is, this is 100% not my purpose. I want, viewers to write down, this is 100% not my purpose.
I love that. That's your purpose.
Yeah, because generally what we're resisting is in front of us. And usually it's because we're feeling very vulnerable, that no, that's not my purpose. So, and there we are, voila. Yeah. And then you have it in front of you. It's simple, very practical. I wish somebody had told me to do this. Listen to what people ask you. What are you doing? Do you make those things? I know women who are now entrepreneurs making things, when they say, do you make them for other people? And they go, no, I don't. I just do it for me. No, you're being asked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very simple tip.
Very, very, very strong, very good questions. Thank you, Danusia. We will meet Danusia at Festival of Doers in Zurich on the 14th of September. And in London, there's going to be a School for Mothers event.
There is, absolutely. On the 17th of November, we're having our first live event. So exciting. I mean, Zurich, I can't wait to be at. I haven't been there for years working, so it's wonderful. But our first live event is on Saturday, the 17th of November. Watch the space for some, we're going to be announcing it on Facebook very soon. And I'd love to meet loads of women, loads of mothers, aspiring mothers. Yeah, be a pleasure to see you. And I know Misa's there. You're there, aren't you, Misa?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
I'm gathering some evidence. We're going to have a powerful, powerful panel.
Yes. Oh, God, yes. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Shake things up a bit.
Yes.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you for this lovely chat, morning chat today. And I will see you next week.
Yeah. See you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.